You know, what's interesting with that tech group as well is they had such a huge run to start this year. Continued talk of interest rate hikes seems to be leaving investors feeling a little jittery. But I know you've also been thinking about whether we need to have a deeper conversation around the ability of the market to handle and the economy's ability to handle rates being higher for longer. What's your takeaway?
Yeah, that's right, John. I mean, I think the markets broadly are starting to come to grips with the fact that this economy can actually handle 5% rates. And I think that's why we're not seeing a more meaningful correction, and we've sort of taken the economic data, inflation data in stride. And the reason I say the markets, the economy can handle 5% rates, because this is a very different economy versus where we've been before the pandemic. And if you just look at one big chunk of the economy, which is the consumer, just think about the amount of wealth that has been accumulated over the last 10 or 14 years. We've given back some of that in the last year, but we still went from a $110 trillion in household net worth to 140 as of middle of last year. So that's still a significant increase. And then if you look around, most consumers are still employed. They're gainfully employed, and they're getting paid more in terms of wages. So that's constructive for the consumption. And then there's actually a positive factor of rising interest rates, because there's 17 trillion of cash on consumer balance sheets. And that 17 trillion was yielding nothing in the end of 2021. Well, today, that's a step function, a huge step function in terms of what you get in interest income on that cash. So you put all those things together, and I think you get a pretty good backdrop for the consumer, and the same is true for the corporates as well. So this is why this economy can actually process these 5% rates. The question becomes, does the Fed reset the bar and moves the goalpost once again and says we're going to 6% or higher than that?